I have to have just this conversation with men. Because I hear a lot of conversations when men are talking about dating, relationships, and life in general. And sometimes I have to bring the reality because a lot of men have been falsely programmed through Hollywood and Disney fantasies and things they see online. But the truth of the matter is, men are supposed to be logical, reasonable creatures, strong in our emotion, with emotional discipline. And that's why I say men have to be pragmatic. Pragmatic with their dating relationship choices, pragmatic with their life and business, in control of their emotions. It's difficult, it's hard, but it has to be done. And not live in fantasy, living hope strategies and wishing on a star for things to be different in this world. And the truth of the matter is this: if you're looking for love, look to the heavens, look to your dog, or maybe look to the brotherhood of men, because you can build equity with men. If I'm broken down right now in my car and you came out here and you helped me, maybe you need to jump my battery or maybe something's wrong, I'm going to remember you. You know why? I'm going to take care of those who take care of me. You hear that from a man? That's loyalty, that's respect, that's honor. That's the way how men think. Women don't think like men. Women in this culture especially, not all women, you ladies, I'll give you credit, they take. They've been raised to be princesses and take. Women are in love with their feelings. They're loyal to their feelings, how they feel. That's why women with a guy that's been married to her for 20 years, 30 years, he'll just, he sacrificed his work 80, 90 hours a week and she'll just bail on that marriage. And that guy could have said, but I did everything. I built, I worked hard, I poured it. She don't give a rat's ass because today she just feels different because her life is controlled by feelings. And this is not all women. Some women are smart enough. Maybe they're more spiritually inclined. They have emotional intelligence and they can go against their feelings and emotions and do the right thing because they were raised a certain type of way. Salute to you women. But that's the 10% women. Very few and far between. And usually they're snatched up when they're young. Some guy snatches those up and he does not let go. He marries them, locks them down, and he keeps them. They're not going to be on the internet talking to you and me in our comment section, trying to shame us or whatever. Some man has snatched that up because he's found gold. What we have out here today is fool's gold. And especially these, like I said, when I ride by churches now, it looks like I call it a virginity rebuilding center, like the engine remanufacturing centers around America. Rebuild them, whatever. Put them out there as brand new. Sell brand new prices. But you can build equity with men. Your dog is always going to be happy to see you. But relationships nowadays, especially for guys over 30, you got to be pragmatic. What is it that you need from this woman? Do you need kids? Do you need whatever? And for many guys, they can have surrogates. There's Kenya, there's Southeast Asia. There's many places if you have money. You need money. That bullshit, all these feelings and emotions, and you need money. You need self-esteem. You need discipline. And you need a strong mentality and will to take it because you're going to get some bullshit. And nobody's going to come save you. And there's no emotionals. There's nothing here. But you can build equity with men. You cannot build equity with women. That's why these guys get, the sunken cost fallacy, hurt, brokenhearted. Nobody cares about you. The people around you don't give a rat's ass. They're going to shame you. Every failing in a relationship is your fault. She's never going to take accountability for anything. Everything. I have never, very rarely do you meet a woman that's going to say, I was wrong in a relationship. I did this. Wasn't the best version for this man. This man was a hardworking, honest man. There's a few I've seen on the internet. Very rarely. What you do don't mean shit in the end. In the end, it doesn't matter. Nobody want to hear about your complaints or your cries or how much you sacrifice or how many hours you work and how many hours you did this and that. They don't. To them, that's what you're supposed to do. Look at all these women. They tell you you're supposed to be paying 100% of the bills. You're supposed to be doing this and you're a provider and protector and whatever else. Well, okay, well, no, fine. No problem with that. I'll pay that. But what are you supposed to be? That thing right there you got has got 300,000 miles on it. You think that's worth provider man MSRP? And she'll be like, you misogynist pig, you dog. How dare you? How dare you? Shame women. Now you slut shaming me? You horrible, disgusting man. You see how she just switched it up? She's willing to tax you virgin prices, but as soon as you turn around and ask her, well, what am I getting for my money? And she'll tell you, you a sorry son of a SOB. And you're like, oh, all right, okay, baby. I hear you. And some jellyback simple, come on, look at you guys, man. You're probably out here running up bodies when the majority of men are not out here running up bodies. Just that 10% men that the women like, and they all 7 of them will share. And lastly, men didn't pick sexual liberation and sexual revolution. Women fought for this shit. They had some kind of penis envy with these feminists. They wanted to be out here like men, even though they're fathers, and they wanted to be from under the controlled sexual marketplace where fathers and men vet the men, and the woman is handed from the protection and covering of her father to the next man. They didn't want that system. That's the evil patriarchy. Granted, there's some crazy, wacky, crazy religious, crazy dudes that try to control and abuse women. There were some of those dudes, yeah. We got to be honest. There's some nuts out here with some dudes. But the general consensus, the 99% of men are not like that. The 99% of the men, they will jump on a bomb to save their family. They will protect their women with their lives, to protect their kids. They do everything. I see guys that, I used to work 80 plus hours a week, put my kids in private school, to pay for bills, to pay for expenses, to pay for cars. My boys, they both got cars. All these things you work for and you pay for your kids and your family. But getting back on topic, men have to be pragmatic. Pragmatic. That's why even when you see guys in Southeast Asia, first of all, if you're a simp, a jellyback simp, and you're weak, don't go to Southeast Asia looking for no women. Especially, some guys make horrible decisions, but obviously you can go up to the north and have certain individuals that can vet women for you, and you can but if you're a simp, man, them families are going to rob you blind. The women are going to be like getting money out of you. But if you are squared away and know how to do contracts and agreements and understand and have residual income, and you are strong in your masculinity, you can get traditional services, because how men are taken care of is controlled by culture. Here in the West, culture does not tell women to take care of men. Culture tells women that taking care of men is abuse. You are a victim. It's the Color Purple narrative, like Tyler Perry movie, like cooking for a man or doing anything for a man. He out there slaving all week, working his ass off, but cooking for him is now abuse. It's a one-sided deal. You see guys out here, the guys are doing everything, washing dishes, cooking, cleaning, working 80 plus hours a week, paying all the bills. And then she's still mad, move the goalposts. Oh, you work all the time. Who helps me with these kids? Then he got to come home. Kids. I remember one time, man, I was working a shift with this guy late at night, man. 9 o'clock at night. This guy was on a 16. His old lady who's a stay-at-home wife. And that's his fault. Don't get me wrong. It's his fault for being a jellyback. She texts him on the phone, tell him to bring home some pizza when he get off from work. He gets home from work all the time. She doesn't cook. He's cleaning, he's cooking, he's doing everything. So what does she do on her time all day long? Probably on TikTok and Instagram, and that's his fault. That's his fault. Her fault too, but his fault. Because that's the system that you when you get into certain situations with these women. They want traditional provision, traditional protection, but they don't want to be traditional women. It's really just a money grab. It's really, it's gouging. It's really scamming and stealing, and especially the ones who go into church, because marriage today is about leverage. They want leverage. They don't want to be married. They want finance. They want to have leverage to extract resources out of you, to bring this state inside so they can rest in their mediocrity. That means that you can't just get up and run and go get yourself another woman without getting ramrodded in court or getting money extracted to you. So marriage and this shit, those contracts they're talking about, they don't care about marriage in terms of the covenant of marriage. They care about marriage in terms of the contract that allows them to extract resources from you, the leverage and the power to trying to get power, because you just can't leave but when you're being disrespected, mistreated. Because after the honeymoon phase, most of these guys, and like I said in the last video, the last stop on the rail station, after the honeymoon phase, that sex is being rationed out. the guys get or they'll make the sex so disrespectful and complain and whine about having sex with their man so much that any self-respecting man is just not going to touch them. You're going to be like, man, kick rocks, you asshole. And you're just going to go about working this day and doing this thing because she's got him financially with the state. And he can't just run, especially if he got kids, he's got expenses, he's got mortgages that's in his name, he got to split his 401k in half and pay this woman money and alimony, especially if she lasts almost to the 10-year mark. So it's really these women that have been feminists their whole life, that have mismanaged their youth. They're really just interested in leverage. They don't care about them. They could have been married when they were 22, 23. They could have been married a long time ago. But they've been focused on their career. They've been following the color purple narrative, the system that they think that men are, men are these monsters. That's why it's so easy for them to say men should be born in jail or the bear, or men are, predators and monsters, because they've been indoctrinated and cultured that way to think that stuff since they were born. Their mamas put it in them. And these simp fathers tell them not to listen to men. Everything you have is a system that's rigged and working against you in the modern world and the modern culture. So if you are not wise and pragmatic as a man, thinking logically, reasonably, and in this current environment, you're going to get cooked like some damn soup. And guess what? Nobody's going to give a rat's ass about you. Again, nobody takes care of you like you. This is the modern world. This is the real modern world. Get all those fantasies of love and romance and delusions of whatever fantasies you have in mind. Pragmatic, logical thinking. You want love, go get yourself a damn dog. This is business. Relationships is business. Ain't nobody virtuous, ain't nobody traditional. You lost your damn mind if you think that's happening in 2026. You're looking for virtues and virtuosity, whatever you fantasy you're into. It would have happened a long time ago. They would have made the decision a long time ago. You can find good people, reasonable people, and have pragmatic arrangements. But men are supposed to be pragmatic and logical. Don't fall for the scams that are out here today, gentlemen. Live life, enjoy life, and again, always remember that in the end, when all the chips are down, you find out exactly what people are made of. Especially for you guys who see her across the way in the court. You know, you look at her and be like, oh my goodness, who are you? You monster. That's not a new person. It's just that the business has come to an end. And business partnership is broken up. And she's gonna go for whatever she gotta go to get out of you. Because she's not going to let that money be passed. You walk around here with all your money and your resources so you can pass it on to another woman. Hell no. She's going to suck you dry. And that's the way they think. They think like business people. Why don't you think like a business person and make good pragmatic decisions? Put contracts in place. Think logically. Protect yourself. Especially protect your peace. Be rational and reasonable in this world. Again, you're a man. It's always going to be your fault. And all the people out here telling you stuff, when shit goes south, if you don't protect yourself, none of these people are going to offer you a dime or do anything to help you in your struggles as a man. You're on your own. So make decisions accordingly. Peace and blessings to you, gentlemen. I'll talk to you soon. I'm out.